I think with the original film, people fell in love with the characters and the unique personalities. Each character just kind of felt like they came from like their own part of the universe. Rosie Perez, like we had never seen anything like that before, and Wesley's energy was just like through the roof, and Woody was just like rough and tough, street smart white guy. And I think hopefully with this film, we added characters to that world that this generation can fall in love with the same way we fell in love with the original. The new film is set in Los Angeles, California, and it's important to me because I think like Los Angeles is one of those places that is so vast with culture and even the way it looks, right? I mean, like in a lot of major cities, like in New York, it kind of all feels the same. Miami, it kind of feels the same. But in LA, you can go from the beach to the mountains to the hills to downtown to the alleys and it all in one day's worth. And I feel like I wanted to make sure that this film, we were traveling around the city showing how amazing and diverse it is. So yeah, we worked with yeah, so basketball was a super important aspect of this film, and we had to get it right. We could have the perfect story, but if the basketball wasn't right, then I feel like it would have been a failure. And so we collaborated with a sports choreography team called Game Changer Films, and they came in and they strategically like choreographed every single play that you see in the film. They brought the right players and they just kind of made it feel real and made it feel authentic in an instant. I think for me, the music is just like a companion to the visual side of the film, as far as like the locations go. Right? I think just going back into that answer about LA being a vast place, I feel like the music that accompanies those places are just as vast, and in order for it to feel authentic, the music and the sound has to be authentic behind it. You know what I mean? And so um, yeah, it's just one of those things where I dug deep into my favorite playlists and brought out songs that I love that matched the energy that we had on camera, and it all felt good. I think this movie is for everybody, but I think specifically this movie is for kids. Not not for kids, but just like for the younger generation. I think one time we were filming near this junior high, and word got out that Jack Harlow was in town, and next thing you know, there was about 1,000 kids, yelling, "We want Jack, we want Jack," and it was like, all right, that's who this movie is for. You know what I'm saying? Like not, you know, anyone who's you know middle age who's like, this is you need to stop remaking movies. Like it's for the new generation to enjoy and have their own thing to be proud of. Ooh, okay, that's a good question. I think so. Our main character Kamal, played by Sinqua Walls, we find him kind of like 10 years later from like as he's in the middle of his fall from grace. Right, he was this um, this he was the new LeBron. You know what I'm saying? He was the next LeBron, and one thing led to another, and he ended up failing and had to like live a quote unquote normal life. And so we see him, trying to navigate that. And I think Sinqua Wells, the actor, did a really good job of you know bringing the authenticity and the realness to that character. It's different than Wesley's character in the original. He wasn't just like a loud, boisterous, like annoying, loudmouth. He was just like really calm and calculated and kind of a jerk, but it's because he was a little bit resentful because of his past. Um, uh, the character that Jack Harlow plays, Jeremy, we kind of find him, he's still in his fall from grace, but for some reason, maybe based on privilege or based on his attitude on life, he was able to um, do that a little bit more gracefully. And so we kind of see him still in the game, trying to, you know, stay as close to the game as possible with like his basketball training and his juice company. But um, we know that he has demons inside. You know, we find out soon that he has demons inside because he's doing whatever it takes to, you know, make it back into the league, even if it means, you know, taking illegal drugs or, you know, just gambling, you know, his life savings, so to speak. Um, yeah, so yeah, and I think what Jack brought to that was like a sense of realness and like, you know, a sense of you know, a little bit of like smart aleck, you know, wizardry, you know, doing whatever it took to get, you know, an advantage over his opponent, and so he definitely embodied that for sure. Same thing. So with Tatiana, it's like it's funny. We find everyone in the middle of their dream, right? It's like or in the middle of trying to get their dream. So you know, we find Imani. You know, she's leading a dance class, which is her you know number one passion, but she can't you know fully you know embrace that passion because she has to you know worry about money because Jeremy you know refuses to get a real job or you know. So you know her dream is on pause while his dream is you know being attempted like you know unwisely. And then you know and I feel like Laura Harrier she did an amazing job at you know kind of being the the voice of reason so to speak with Jeremy's you know out of control behavior, and you know he took advantage of it, and we see in the film we see her stand up for herself, and you know ultimately that makes you know Jeremy get on the right path. And Imani, we find her you know in her living room braiding hair, which is not necessarily her dream, but she's on her way to her dream, and she's laser focused on doing whatever it takes to get there herself, and that's to own her own you know hair salon. And and you know when we meet her we have an interaction with her in Kamal, and it feels that in that interaction she could be harsh, she could be you know aggressive and like on him more about the situation, their financial situation, but she does everything with grace. And you know I think that persistence and grace kind of allows Kamal to you know see himself and realize that you know he should be more like her in his journey to reach his dream.
Y'all act like white men can't dunk.